Good evening, everyone. Time for another silver update. This is the silver chart relative to the Dow Jones Industrial Average provided by netdania.com. You can click on the link below. Now we can see on the shutdown news, I'm going to go to the silver chart in a second here, but I wanted to show you the overlay here. We had a massive sell-off in silver. We can see that silver was actually performing better than the Dow until this morning. We get silver down 5% on the shutdown news with the stock market starting to rally. So you can look at it here in real time. We'll go to the 5-minute here. So you can see the massive volume of the silver manipulators coming in on the government shutdown news. Now you tell me, what does the price of silver have to do with the government shutting down? Well, of course, nothing. But that's how they operate. That's their signature. And that is the way you know that you are fighting against government manipulators who manipulate the price of markets. And we're going to talk about that when we look at user questions. But that's how you know you're on the right side of the trade. As Jimmy Rogers has said in the past, the way you trade government intervention is you wait for the rally and you go the other way. Now, this is not just your normal currency manipulation that governments do or your short-term thing. This is a very, very long-term 100, 200-year manipulation, governments against precious metals. So if you're on the other side of the government, ultimately you're going to win because markets are more powerful than governments. So, but let's get to the user questions, and then we're going to get to the shutdown news. This is a fascinating battle that's going on. Before I get to the user questions, I just wanted to remind you that I have warned people for years now that you do not want to be dependent on these people. The communists have a term that they use. It's called useful idiots. And useful idiots are people that are used to gain power, but as soon as dictatorial or complete power is taken, those people are thrown overboard. So those are the people that are dependent upon the government for their sustenance. Those people ultimately will be thrown overboard, and we'll see that when we look at the USDA website being shut down. But before we do that, let's go to some user questions. This is from Miojo. How much is silver worth? Hey, Brother Jay, I noticed that your silver in the Bible videos have come to a standstill. Well, actually, I did the first one. I'm going to do a number of follow-ups on that. I just haven't gotten around to that, but they're definitely coming. I do have one question about the silver correction. Who is the altruistic and economically sound entity that is going to manage the silver price that will be used to determine the trade value of silver here and throughout the world? The market does not seem to be cutting it right now. Well, there's a number of assumptions there. The first assumption is that we have a market. And as I pointed out for the longest time, we don't have a market. If we had a market, we would have people who want to buy silver and people who want to sell silver coming to a price agreement. That's not what we have. We have government-sanctioned manipulators going in and selling fake silver to suppress the price of the real thing. So that's the first false assumption in this question. The other one is that you need some type of altruistic or economically sound entity to manage markets. You don't need that. Ultimately, markets will manage themselves. Now, we're in a long battle here for the market to emerge. Ultimately, the free market will emerge. Silver will be repriced at a much, much higher level. It happened in the 1930s with gold and silver. It happened in the 1970s. It's going to happen again. So the market is going to do it by itself. We don't need anybody to protect the market. We just need to have people stop interfering in the market. Now, the next question is from Cointro, and this is a fairly long article here, but I'm going to go through it real quick because these are very good